Hi there, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to talk you through one of A Plague Tale Requiem's tougher puzzles. This one is actually optional and you can tackle it either in chapter 9 or chapter 10 of the main campaign. Whenever you choose to do so, it's well worth it as the reward will come in very handy during the later chapters. If you find this guide useful, please hit like and subscribe to our channel. Also, remember to check out our review before you leave. So this puzzle centres on a quartet of windmills you'll first find in chapter 9 when you leave the Count's Palace. Head on up to them and you'll see right away that they each have a carving above the lintel stone. Number 1 shows a couple of rocks with a square stone below it. Number 2 shows a winding path. Number 3 denotes a river with a couple of fish on it. And 4 shows a barn. You can approach them in any order, but we're going to go in the order you see them in. The idea here is to follow the picture, find the clue and determine whether each windmill needs to be turning or stationary. So for number 1, you'll need to go back to the bottom of the steps that led you down from the palace. Once there, follow the path past the phoenix statue and hug the cliff face on the left. You'll need to follow it some way, but you'll eventually see a circle of stones off the path to the right. On closer inspection, you'll see that one of them has a number 1 carved onto it. On the opposite stone is also a picture of a static windmill, so we know now that number 1 has to be still. Now you need to head back towards the palace for clue number 2. If you remember, this was a picture of a winding stairway. Go back up the steps until you reach the little stables and turn left. At the end of the path, you'll see a couple of people praying at a stone with a cross and a laurel wreath on it. The numeral 2 is carved here, and behind it is another picture of a static windmill, so that's 2 for 2 that need to be deactivated. Clue number 3 will take you all the way to the other side of the area, where you'll eventually find a bridge with a red hooded fisherman on it. Go past him and head to the left to find a single standing stone at the centre of a swirling pattern of rocks. The stone has a numeral 3 carved on it, and the clue here is actually on the ground at your feet. The spiralling rocks mean the windmill has to be activated, so that's windmill 1 and 2 need to be turned off, and windmill 3 needs to be turned on. Finally, you're looking for a barn. Now there's a big one on the far side of the map where the fertility festival is in full swing, so head down there and you'll find that the barn is locked. However, nothing stays locked for long around Amicia and Hugo. Go round the barn and you'll locate a ladder and then a handy window. Sadly, the window is blocked by a hanging crate, so you need to look for a ledge up onto the roof. There's a hole here that you can use to knock down the crate, and then you return to the window to shoot 2 locks off the door. Now go down and head inside. On one wall you'll find a number 4 carved and a swirling pattern on the opposite, denoting that windmill number 4 also needs to be running. There's also an ornate chest in here with an upgrade tool. With your answers now found, head back up to the windmills. Number 1 is the easiest, as you can just walk straight in the door, climb the stairs and use the lever to stop the mill. Number 2, however, requires a little more thought, as you'll need to use the rope around the back to clear the window. Now climb up and head through the window to stop the mill. You don't need to go into number 3 at all because it's already running, but if you do choose to, there are some upgrade materials in there. To get in, move the car and send Hugo through the broken wall to unlock the door. Finally, to get into number 4, go around behind it, crawl under the cart and then up the ladder, look through the window and use Amicia's sling to break the locks on the door. Head back around and go through it. Activate this one and you'll hear a loud rumble which all 3 characters will comment on. Something is opened, but what? If you head behind the windmills now, you'll see a series of low stone arches. Follow them and when you reach the dead end, look to your right. There's a ladder leading down into a cave system. Go down and follow the path through the smuggler's den. Reach the end and you'll find 2 ornate chests containing upgrade tools and the bracer, which is your primary reward here. Once worn, it allows Amicia to recover from damage much faster, something that's incredibly handy in the combat heavy latter half of the game. So there you go, that's how you solve the windmill puzzle and get hold of the secret bracer in A Plague Tale Requiem. If you found the guide useful, please hit like and subscribe and maybe tag that bell icon too, so you're kept up to date with everything we post going forward. And why not head over to our website for the full review and a handful of other Requiem guides to help you find every secret the game has to offer. Bye for now.